So the Southshore Innovation, what services we offer is we do publishing for authors who are not very specific with any discipline, because today publishing is done discipline wise. And I've been watching this over the last 15 years that is the gap which many people are declined or rejected. Why should somebody be rejected when they've made in their regular flow of life? So I wanted to push that flow, come out of the flow, and then the experience, the desire, the spark help me to do that. That my experience, my wealth of experience, contacts, networks, etc., is there. That is not taken away. What has gone away from me is only the job. So job business is not always about profitability, growth, revenue. It's also about what you think you can do for the people and what impact you can create for the lives of the people, even if it is small. Like,
So coming out of the flow is what? So okay, tell us, how do you come out of the flow? And at 45, you make us envy, Mr. Kumareson, and I'm pretty sure many other viewers also would feel that way, because that is the age when you want to like settle and go have more certainty in life. Maybe the appetite for adventure is waning down, and at that point of time, to break out of the flow, trying something new, how did you get the spirit? How did you manage it financially? Can you just cover all of these aspects?
see, generally when somebody gets into this point, it's like a dead end, and everybody thinks what next. And one of the easiest option was to go for a job. Did get one or two offers, but after having served as a director in a corporation, just doing a job for the heck of it was something which I was not convinced to myself. If that was the only option, probably I would have done. Then I was contemplating as to what I could do and what do I have and what I do not have. I realized that my experience, my wealth of experience, contacts, networks, etc., is there. That is not taken away. What has gone away from me is only the job. So job in today's world, people are in job, people are out of job. It has become common. At least in my phase of life, it was more, not so as ambiguous as it is today. Nevertheless, but at that point, you think of what you should do, and the spark and desire to do something as an entrepreneur was always there. The next challenge was, do we or will I be able to manage it financially? So the answer was no and yes, because you're not well off to start off with a huge backup and then burn or keep spending and then finally end up coming up and then going back to job. I was very clear and keen that you have to generate your own revenue or income for your own life, sustaining your own life. The first goal was, you had a defined expenditure which you can't compromise on, come down. Maybe a little bit I cut down on, but then that was the first year's goal, as to make that much of revenue. That is when my other friend who pulled me into travel, because he has been my classmate and he has been doing travel for as much as what I have been doing publishing. So 25, 26 years. And actually, he has been inviting me, calling me over the last 5, 7 years to join his organization, partner with it, and do something out of it, which I was reluctant because I considered myself as to be a true professional working in publishing. But then life takes its own turns and twists. I thought, okay, let me try the travel side. As you said, that's another risk. Like, I jumped into a domain where I was not too sure of what the nuances of the business is. But I had trust and faith on my friend. But when you want to do something, you have to take a chance and give it some time for yourself. The first 1 or 2 years was challenging. I was actually losing money or burning money, and that's the nature of any business. But one has to have very firm, strong belief that one will overcome it. And I think I have overcome it now. But I am a small organization still. But that initial struggle phase is gone. So my next journey is how to scale up this. As I described, the publishing side, the travel, we do packages, we do few corporate events,
Yeah,
and other stuff in the space.
yeah. Kumari said some spin outs on some important points. See, you were saying, right? you made a resolve in your mind that so you don't want to sacrifice the way you were like living your life, right? Too
Yeah.
mature. So were you able to achieve that goal when you made that shift into business?
Not really, honestly, not because see, once you are in a comfortable salary and a position with an MNC, the lifestyle, the travel, the you're entitled to a lot of things, and every 30 days there is a paycheck,
Certainty of
right?
a paycheck coming, yeah.
The paycheck is actually, I would say, a big support for every person who wishes to lead his life very comfortably, peacefully. But I would say entrepreneurship is not that bad until you jump into it. Literally, there is a fear that you may. But to answer your question, Prem, I think I was not as what I was. To be very straight, I had to compromise my first few months or a year and a half. It took that much of time. Maybe I started off at 45. That was a plus and minus because the plus was I had a lot of experience, network, connects, and I had a goal that, I have to go back to what I was. Maybe if somebody was at 24, 25 when they start or 22, they would not have that experience and network and connect to push them up. That's the only difference or advantage I had, I would say. Nevertheless, starting at 45 is equally risky, and now I'm 51. So I think I have traveled 6 years. So now there is no looking back for me because 6 years of journey of my entrepreneurship has already passed through. So now it is only now I'm looking at 60 and creating more value for the people around me, creating a better life. So now my
Same.
perception towards life has changed actually. Earlier I was working for a corporation and for myself. Now I'm trying to work for people. Already just to I don't know if I mentioned there are 12 people in the publishing side and 8 people in the uh, I mean 8 staff working in the travel side. So directly or indirectly I'm accountable for their lives too. That's how
So
I think.
it was just one life, right? From and your family. Now 20 families.
Yeah,
That's
20,
brilliant, right?
20
And
families, and so far we have been successful. So now from this point until 60 is
just
my
to
goal.
re-emphasize on the sorry, Kumaresan. So just re-emphasize on the learnings that you were sharing, right? See, many people regret that okay, they have reached maybe a certain age and maybe they will not be able to do something. Maybe the regret is that they should have started younger. But you did say because you started at 45, what a person of 20 didn't have and that you had was your experience, right? That is quite valuable, and we shouldn't rate it low. And you said network, so a person of 20 wouldn't have it, right? That
Correct.
definitely it's experience. So what is the pattern in life, what's going to hit you, right? How is your emotional stamina, so many things. So for the viewers who are in this age category and want to do something about their life, I think you can use some of the frameworks that Mr. Kumaresan is sharing, and the mindset that he has taken. So, but see, before you proceed to the next part of your journey, Mr. Kumaresan, so one more connect is your family at that point of time. So, see, when we take decisions like this, the family also gets impacted. And should I say their viewpoints are also important, and their comfort is also important. So, how would you manage it,
See,
Kumaresan?
family
Let's
is
say.
an important and integral part of any person. And fortunately, my family here in Delhi is me, my wife, and daughter. And extended family, of course, is in Chennai. So their support is very vital, very important. That's how I would say, because the setback is a setback for everybody. And they more than me or my resilience or managing the situation or the emotion is managing them. And having their support is very crucial. And I think fortunately I had that support. And when I wanted to take a chance, so there are two situations, right? Either you want to go to a job or start something. And with that experience, as I said, it was an advantage I could have still gotten a job, maybe not at that level, little lesser in terms of the uh, package and etc., which I did get. But once your perception towards life and ambition is different, and you want to do something for yourself and for a few set of other people, it could be two more or five more. That's how I started. Today I'm saying 20. I didn't have 20 when I started. I was only three. So from three to 20, and those three people were also important because they were the ones who came along with me and they had
Absolutely.
confidence in me, and they thought that, aligning with this person will change their life or give it a chance type. So in any given situation, there are always people who are with you. It's all about, this is also identifying opportunities. It is not about just opportunity of, what is economically viable. It's also about who are the people who are with you. So basically, that is what I went through. What is with me, what is not with me. And everybody counts and everybody knows for themselves. And generally, finance takes the lead everywhere. But I would say finance is important, but at the same time, your resilience, your managing the situation, your capacity to transform, all this comes only, it needs contemplation. So one of the changes now I have in my life is I spend good amount of time thinking about what is happening and what should happen, preferably in the mornings, which I wasn't doing as a professional, because that time it was, it was run of the mill. You get up, go, either you're at
You get
home
up,
or
go, yeah, it's like a factory. You keep running the machine every day
correct,
the
correct. So
same way.
that has stopped now. Though I have a lot of things to do, and now I wake up early in the morning. Not that I never used to wake up, but then that time the mindset was only about the company and its revenue and its goal and what I should do. Now, what I could do for others, the perception is completely two. It is two different worlds. When you want to do something for, and I may make a difference to 10, 20 people, which may not be big, but still I'm so happy. The inner happiness is so immense that it's immeasurable. So now I'm so keen that I would want to continue this, because what I must say, I was blessed also to have reached that point. These are all the factors: your resilience, managing adversity, and you asked a question: is this the right time? I would say there is no right time. Actually, if you had asked me 20 years ago was the right time, probably then I would not have had so much of confidence. The experience also added a lot of value. The next best time was this, when I started. So for every person, the best time is where you are today. That's when you can't change your past, right? You can only change your future. So that is it.
Absolutely.
That's also the point.
Yeah.
So once you
Yeah. So, Mr. Kumaresan, so your journey has been quite, whatever you have been describing is quite interesting. But But to take a step back, for anybody to take a decision at this age, the family, how they feel and how they're going to support and how you are going to support them, make them comfortable when you're taking such a major decision is very important. So, how did you manage your family expectations, their concerns, and how did they reciprocate? So, if you tell it, that will be useful to all of us.
The family frame is a very important part of any person and their life journey. So in my case, I was fortunate that my wife and daughter were very supportive. And though it was a rough patch, and the decision to do something on your own at this later part of your age, as anybody would think so, was initially discussed, but finally well received. That's what I would say. And now it has been 5, 6 years. So I think the struggle of that initial entrepreneurship is crossed, is what I would say. So I think they know me and they have seen me as a professional also in the last 20 odd years or 25 years. And shifting from then becomes, people believe what they see. So if they have seen me as what I was, or I was constantly running around and doing something for somebody or a company or XYZ, that transforms the belief that, that will also have some implications and positive impact on us. I think that that has proven right so far. And now, actually, to just extend that discussion or statement, I would say my family has now become, me, wife, and daughter is my family, of course. From there to my employees and staff who are also working, it is now larger extended family. So I'm responsible for all that 20 odd families on different sites, be it small or
That's
big.
very
And
inspiring.
so that's how I look at it. And I think I've read a lot about all of this entrepreneurs from the Tatas. Of course, they are very big. You always, take care of your people, and they take care of you. That's what is the essence of what I picked from some of the large business houses. So business is not always about profitability, growth, revenue. It's also about what you think you can do for the people and what impact you can create for the lives of the people, even if it is small. Like, and my next, I don't know if it is a ambition, bring more and more people from the tier two and tier three cities up to the next level, because the cities per se has a lot of opportunities and people do get access to education, healthcare, so on and so forth, and job opportunities as well. So going to the smaller cities and identifying some people, and that is also work in progress. I do talk to fresh pass outs from college, from places like, Trichy, Dindikal, from Tamil Nadu, our own state, through the network and contact, and one or two from Maharashtra. So I've given them some smaller jobs which they could do. And I'm also a believer that, office and work can be done from anywhere. So work from home is no stopover or no, that no, it's not against the concept of work as long as the work is delivered.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
that's my thinking, and so far it has been doing good.
Let us digest all this, right? So, starting with your family, a discussion that happened, and the subsequent decision. And you said that the team that works with you had become the extended family, and it became more generic people, and extending the concept. So you're expanding your literally your family, and that's the warm way in which a person can survive. Business is not about cold cash, the way you are saying it. So it's
Yeah,
about hearts and touching people. That's the right way to do business, Kumaresan. I think I believe this is what is making you succeed in what you're doing, right?
I do believe so.
Yeah. So as we move towards our wrap, so something about the technology areas in which your business is going. You talked about book publishing, but what are the new technology areas you're stepping into? Because now we are in the world of AI and other things. So you are an entrepreneur benefiting our country, touching people in tier one, tier two, tier three cities. So what technology areas that you're visiting, Mr. Kumaresan?
See, in publishing, what we have done, or work in progress, is, we are trying to create an app which could give access to readers for the authors who have published books with us. So their books can be uploaded or will be uploaded into the app, and the readers can read it, buy it, download it, store it, etc., etc. And that app is purely in-house. It's built partially in Bangalore and parts in Chennai. So that will be out sometime in the next few months. But there are some authors who actually wanted it as and when it is published, because that was a contractual obligation, where we had already worked or networked with a third party app which are already in existence, like the Kindles of the world, if to quote a name, and the access is possible. So there are two parts to the technological side of publishing, if I may say so. One is how a reader can experience what I talked about as an app, and the other side is how a content could be monetized and digitized, rather. In the 2 decades ago, everything was manual in terms of indexing, in terms of typesetting, and in terms of even, getting a book together in terms of the manuscripts and the number of pages. Today, there are technologies which, typesetting could be done as fast as, in about a week or 2 weeks, which used to take at least 6 weeks to 8 weeks then. Indexing is also automated in multiple ways. So we use all these third party and outsourced vendors who are specialized in indexing, typesetting, uh, even getting the covers done. A designer and cover production is all. These are the different verticals. So we integrate all this and quickly come out with that. So technological influence is going to be very high, and one has to embrace the newer technologies. And as you said, AI plays a vital role because I can quote as to we also do plagiarism checks because an author can
Absolutely
can
brilliant.
can bring a book in no time with AI. So since you mentioned about AI, so we also have plagiarism tools which we do use, which can actually tell you that if this book is genuinely written or not. So that's also a AI driven tool. So there are, of course, in the world there are some 3 4 large companies who do the plagiarism check, and it is a subscription. We also use them. But AI is changing the way the content is produced and content is consumed. So, but one has to be careful as a publisher. You can't just produce anything that comes your way. So that's what I mean to say. So these are our ways of using technology in our own company. And these are also my learnings, if I may say so, because this wasn't the case a decade ago. So as you keep learning, as you keep adapting, so I'm not sure how AI will transform publishing in 5 years from now. But then one has to be just updated with it.
1 minute, Kumaresan.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. That is what
So that's
we
how technology has impacted publishing, and I think it will keep to impact. So in my journey, as I started off by saying I was selling books, and then 25, 28 years ago, I thought books are books. But today it is content. Today it's offered in different form, it's consumed in different form. And I think I have adapted and moved from different cities and also traveled across the world to know what and how it is happening. And now
absolutely.
I'm doing it in my own way, in my own company. That's the only difference.
See, so to take that a little differently to a different level, Kumaresan. So you could be doing it in your own way in house, but I would say that you add pride to all of us, right? The rest of all of our country, men and women. Somebody is attempting some innovation in home for people in our country, benefiting people in our country, right? So I will interpret it that way. So your product is really
Yeah, yeah.
not
Thank you.
yours,
Thank you
it's
so much.
ours, right?
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
thank you to you, Mr. Kumaresan, right? And that brings a end to the this journey, right? So your journey is going to continue. Possibly we will meet down the line in some years to see where you are traveling further and more inspiring stories to hear, Mr. Kumaresan. And so we will keep conversing. Thanks a lot for giving us time today. And because you have an inspiring business, right? And as you said, every person in the world has a book to publish, and
Yeah.
now we know a person who will do it. Right. So those who are interested, those who are materializing it, can reach out to Mr. Kumaresan and team. I'll be dropping in the description of this channel, right, of this video podcast. And the travel business as well, we didn't talk a lot about it, but we will give the description, the details of it, and you can get benefited from that as well. So thank you, Mr. Kumaresan.
Thanks a lot, Prem, and thanks to the Illuminating Conversation channel for bringing this conversation. And I'm sure it will help and illuminate a lot of people around the world about what are the possibilities, and hope I add some value and inspiration to the lives of the people who want to do something and watch this video going forward. And we will stay in touch.
Definitely, you did add a lot of value. That's what I believe, and I'm sure viewers will agree. Thank you, Mr. Kumaresan.
Thank you. Thank you, Prem. Thanks.